an object lesson for our audience. Could you hold your glass up for just a minute? Just hold it in your hand. Just lift it off the table. So she's holding that glass right now. And it probably doesn't feel like much at all because she's just holding it for just a little while. But if she held it for an hour, it would start to get heavy. If she held it all day, her arm would probably go numb. You can put it down now. But that's her personal cup with Shanika on that glass. But the point is, sometimes we have to know how to let go.
Yes.
And when to let go. Because even something as simple as a glass, and I picture that glass as worry, as negative emotions, as why did he do that? Why did she do that?
Yep.
You may never know why they did that. You have to let it go. You got to let the glass go. So if you're in that audience, I want you to tell yourself, let the glass go.
Let it go, because you cannot take that with you.
Right.
It gets heavy.
Yeah, it gets heavy. So anything that we carry with us, it can impact our attitude, and it can impact what we're projecting out. Because sometimes we just have to, I like to go for walks. And when I'm going for walks, I just picture everything just flowing out of me into the ground. I just picture all the worries. Every step I take, I picture all the worries just flowing off of me like the sweat is flowing off of me, and it's just going into the ground. And I'm leaving it out there, and Mother Nature can take care of it. I don't need it anymore. And when I come back, I'm uplifted. I'm refreshed, because I let it go. Or sometimes you might take a bath. There used to be this song, I think it was from the South Pacific or one of those musicals. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. So, and send him on his way. So sometimes you may need to wash your hair with the intention of washing that negativity out, having a renewed attitude. You may go to bed and say, you know what, when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to have a positive attitude. I don't care what happened today. I'm going to just leave that in the Creator's hands, and I'm going to go have a good night's sleep and wake up refreshed. So some things we have to decide. We have to decide to let some things go.
We have to be intentional about letting it go. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest things you can do is, if you've already said, like we pray on it. I said this Tuesday. I was laughing at him. I said, we like to pray on things and say, I'm going to let it go. And then we go back and pick it back up. I'm going to let it go. He's taking his time. So let me help him with it just a little bit. But it gets heavy. And when your mindset, sometimes you honestly have to say, okay, I've prayed on this. I've let this over here. You have to leave it alone for a few days. If it's something that hey, I got to pick this up and address this, sometimes you have to step away from it and get your mind right, get your energy right, get everything back on track so that you can come back to this with fresh eyes, with a renewed spirit, with a renewed way of looking at it. Because when it's something that's very heavy, like you said, I'm holding this cup. If it's something that's very heavy, and I'm constantly holding, okay, I'm going to sit it down. So the next time I go to pick it up, it's not that heavy anymore. Mm-hmm. And so now you got to look at it in a different way. And I think that's probably one of the hardest things for us to do, is to set something down and then, okay, let me go and think about it. I'm going to look at it through a different set of eyes. And because sometimes we make things worse than they really are.
That's very